Alright, what is going on everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, if you're going to be tuning in for the first time, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below if you're looking to trade on Robinhood or trade in general for on any platform for that matter. But I know we got a lot of people tuning in for the first time that are looking to get into trading. Might have just heard about Robinhood recently. I know there's a lot of people that are just getting tuned in like to Robinhood, figuring out how you can trade for free and all that good stuff. And while you're at it, we have a Discord group chat for those of you that are new. It's down in the description box. We have over 60 people in there. It's awesome just to network and bounce ideas off a bunch of like-minded people. We're all figuring this stuff out together. But I'm gonna keep the stream pretty quick and to the point because I don't have a whole lot of time this afternoon. Usually I try to do the streams a little bit earlier, but I had a pretty long day at work actually for as early as I usually get off. But overall on the day, I guess I'll go ahead and give us another minute because I usually don't hop right in, and I know it takes a few minutes for everybody to get the YouTube notification and whatnot that we went live. But overall, pretty crazy day overall for the market. Had the futures pulled up there, but you can see SPY finished just below 275. Had a hell of a rebound. I was actually considering placing what I like to call a lottery ticket call position that was going to expire on Monday. Really wishing I did now. Market's looking pretty strong going into the close. These option calls that I was looking at, I actually played this down move right here, by the way, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I was looking at potentially once we broke above the SMA, I was like, man, I'm really considering buying a lottery ticket here. And then before I knew it, it was already up over 274, and I was really busy at work during this time, or else I probably would have hopped in. But then it really never looked back. It was pretty much 274 and above every time I checked. So I was like, it's just too high. I'm not going to get in now. But I mean, just from the moment I was looking at it, right around 273.15, 273.30, those call options that are expiring Monday, I believe it's Monday, March 11th, those options are up like 30 to 50%. So definitely missing out on some profit on those. Would have definitely paid off, but not a huge deal either way. I was pretty much trying to avoid doing a day trade, but something that I felt confident about. Why am I so confident in those quote-unquote lottery tickets? They're called lottery tickets for a reason. I wouldn't normally trade them because literally on a one day expiration, you can pretty much lose the entire investment. That's the term lottery ticket. I mean, in my opinion, it's better than going to a convenience store and buying a lottery ticket, at least because you have somewhat a decent shot on at least making money, where a lottery ticket, you're just throwing out $5, $10, $20, $40, and let's be real, you're never going to win anything doing that stuff. But why am I so short-term bullish? Because this was the 5th day, I believe, in a row where the market has ended down. Even though we didn't end down a god-awful lot, still down 5-6 days in a row, something like that. We're due for a short-term bounce. Overall, I like too that we pulled down today to under 273. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled down to 272, 273, maybe even slightly lower before going higher. However, I like how we set it up right around 270, 250, a little bit of support there, and I think ultimately that's about as low as the market's going to go in the short term. There are some things when I look at the 3-year 1-week chart, I really don't like how it's setting up. It looks like a possible head and shoulders, but someone pointed out also in here, I don't really see it exactly, but someone had pointed out inverse head and shoulders, though I don't really see it on the 3-year 1-week chart personally. I guess it could be forming. This could be a shoulder. This could be a shoulder in the process of forming. I guess this could be your head for the inverted one. But for the 3-year one, it's a little bit of a sloppy one. You can see right here, this would be your shoulder. Head really didn't form, really, but still the highs up here. And then obviously this would be your other shoulder forming. So it just depends on how you read the chart, I guess, at the end of the day. But at least for the short term, I'm pretty bullish. I think SPY will probably retest 270. Let me actually see real quick. I think SPY will probably try to fill the gap, and retest around 276.50 to 276.75 on Monday. So that's a pretty big move to the upside. We're talking about $1.50 roughly move to the upside. So that'll be in about $2 from where it actually closed. Move to the upside. So we're talking probably a good, about a 1 to 2% move rebound on Monday. That's why I was wanting to buy one of those quote-unquote lottos, but it is what it is. Maybe God made me not buy it for a reason. But yeah, so to the whole point of the video, hopefully we're doing all right on the stream. But overall, like I said, well, we sold this. I got a free stock for referring someone to Robinhood, one of my coworkers. So we'll go into the history here since it hasn't uploaded on my notification in yet. So you can see we bought 15 puts of SPY, the 272.50. Again, this was a very short trade. We'll take a look at it pulled up here. This, I believe, was around a 10-minute trade. So you can see we bought at 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and we sold at 1:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So we bought 15 contracts at 82 cents. We sold them at 87 cents. Pull up the calculator really quickly. So we made a $5 profit divided by 82. It wasn't a huge profit by any means. A little over 6%, almost 6.1% profit, but that's in a day. I mean, that's obviously not on the total account. That's just off of that $1,230 investment. I was considering putting in more, but like I said, I just don't. I feel more pressured the larger the position size I take, especially from like the overall account standpoint. My account was only at $1,900, pretty much $2,000. So I mean, $1,230. That's still a very large position relative to my account size. My exact account size was $1,984, I believe. So I mean, I took a 62% overall position, like stake, with like from my account size standpoint. I just don't really like taking anything much over 1/2 to 2/3 of my account, because if it goes down, if it were to go down to, and this had a, with these options, I have a very tight loss. Like if this would have went down to 80 cents, I was going to sell it. It went down to 81, and then it bounced beautifully and hopped up to 87 cents because we can look at this trade specifically, what I'm talking about here. So we did this trade. I was taking a lunch again. We took this trade at 11:50. So we'll look at it right here. You can see SPY. It was hovering right around the SMA, and that's what I was watching. I saw it coming up, coming up, coming up. And again, I was looking at the RSI. I was trying to do calls all day, and I missed my best opportunity because I was taking care of a customer right down here. But that really still wasn't even that great of a buying opportunity. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to play the put side today. So I saw it got rejected once by the SMA, so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it bounce off that EMA, and then whenever it gets back above the SMA, I'm probably going to look at buying. So I saw it got above, and I was like, okay, so I saw it pop up to 273.18, and I was like, okay, I want to see if this is actually going to hold or if it's going to break below. So it broke below, and I was like, okay, it's probably going to bounce off the EMA once or twice more. Sure enough, it did, and then I bought in right around 273. I think the price at that time was like 273.11. So then it kind of wiggled around, and I sold at 259 right up here. And then, of course, immediately after I sold, bam, it went down. It finally flushed. I was just worried that with that EMA, it was going to try to bounce again and then potentially take a little bit of a bullish move since our RSI had cooled off some. That was just kind of how this was moving throughout the day. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and cover profits before I end up going red or something, because obviously theta is not working in my favor on these short-term trades either. So of course I missed out on roughly, I think it ended up being an additional 10 to 15% profit I would have made if I'd held. But of course there's no point, do not get caught up in, damn, I missed out on so much profit, because profit is profit at the end of the day. I cannot stress that enough, which is what we're pretty much going to hop into with just like my overall trades for the last week, because that's the whole point of this video, is just a weekly update. So like I said, we made $75 pretty much overall, which is up about 4% on the overall account balance. It was a 6% profit trade overall, which puts us for the week up over $341 and up almost 20%. Like I said, you're probably wondering what this is. That's a glitch. This did not happen. I was trading on my phone, and it can glitch. If you trade on Robinhood enough, especially with options, you know it can glitch a lot. I wish for sure. But no. Overall, we made a little over $340 this week, which is up a whopping 19.86% for the overall account balance. So very, very, very good week overall. Trading these SPY options. We only did a total this week of how many trades? I want to say like 6 trades total this week. Let's go into the history and find out. but I believe it's around like 6 trades total. So we had the SPY option, that's 1. We're not going to count this because it is a free stock. I just wanted to get my cash. Tesla, we cut a very small loss on Tesla. Like I said, it's all about limiting the losses and maximizing the profits. At the end of the day, we lost literally, I think, ended up being $6 on the dot on the Tesla loss. But that's another trade, so that's 2 now. That's 3. That's another SPY option we played where we made $80, 80 or 85. I think it's 80. Yeah, $80 profit there. So we're at 3. Yeah, 3. We sold our Salesforce, which I forgot about. So now we're at 4. We made some profit on Salesforce. Let's see here. So now we're at 5 because this SPY option. And was this Monday? The 4th? Yeah. And then we sold, we actually had bought these, I believe. Yeah, we bought all of this on Friday and we sold it all on Monday for a very, very slim profit. So if you want to count this as another trade, that's 5 trades for the last week. I'll go ahead and count it, but literally we made 19% profit off of 5 trades throughout the week. So it just goes to show it's not always about the quantity of trades, it's the quality of the trades. If you can just consistently cover your profits on every single trade, try to maximize them, of course. Like I said, I mean, I look back at it, like I'm analyzing the chart and I see where I could have made some more profit. I should have seen it was probably going to get rejected by that EMA once it got below it, but I was looking at my phone. I mean, it's not like the best, obviously, trading on the phone and whatnot. And I should have seen by looking at our MACD that selling was just starting to intensify right as I sold. But like I said, it's just all about consistently covering the profits. I mean, let's go over just quickly for anyone that's tuning in for like the first time. I mean, let's just go over each profit for this week, like just the returns. So we made $100 on an $800 investment for the first trade. So like I said, again, 4 to 5 trades total for the week was all we did, and we made over $340 on, at the time, what was like a $1,600 account. So we made $100 off of an $800 investment. That's a 12.5% return that we covered very quickly. This was another quick in and out trade. I believe this was the shortest one of the week right here. That one was a 7-minute trade. I don't know if it was the shortest one, but a 7-minute trade. We covered 12.5% profit very quickly. Tesla, that one, like I said, that was a $3, actually just under a $3, $2.95 per share loss, which ended up being, I believe, like 1% loss, something like that. Salesforce we made, I already know it was 4% or 3.8 to be exact, 3.8% profit. Here we go. Another SPY position that we did today. $80 profit. Sorry, I don't know why I went out there for a second, but $80 return divided by this was the 6th. Okay, so an $80 return. For some reason I thought it was a $85 return, but whatever. $80 return divided by our $1,104 investment. That was another 7.2% return. And then we have, like I said, Tesla, and then we have the one for today where obviously we made 6%. But like I said, for those of you that are just tuning in, we made how much was it to be exact? $75 profit divided by 1230. And then just over 6%. So like I said, it's not about hitting just the knockout, trying to get 100% return on the options. Like yes, that's awesome and all to be able to have that occasional lottery ticket or something that does that. But if you can consistently do these returns, total return, this is just a total return based on the account size. Literally, I mean, if you can do this every time you have a day trade, just take advantage of those day trades. That's why I'm so like careful. Like you can see, I mean, I had the day trade, one day trade available. I didn't do anything for hours into the market. I was just sitting there. Every chance I had, I was pulling up the market, looking at my RSI, looking at the MACD, just looking at the overall market, and I was like, okay, I don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. And I was trying to avoid doing puts. I was super tempted early on in the day to do some puts, but I was like, no, just like I just didn't want to, because I usually do the calls, of course. But it was just one of those days where the puts were lining up better than the calls. So sometimes you just gotta go with the overall market flow. But I was just sitting here looking at the chart. Nothing was really attractive. Almost every time I was kind of looking around at the market, I just didn't like what I seen. And then finally I found an opportunity I liked. I hopped on it. I made a quick 6% profit in a few minutes of trading, and then that's it. So like I said, even though PDT does suck, I mean, I'll be the first to admit it, PDT is absolutely horrible. I get the idea of it, but like it's more to protect the brokerage companies than us. It's not to protect us whatsoever. I looked into it a little bit because I had some questions about PDT with buying power versus actual cash on hand, and I was just looking into the PDT rule in general. It's definitely I mean, there's tons of actual, like the FINRA website even pretty much says it's to protect the brokerage companies. It's not to protect us at all, like you try to hear politicians and other people, talking heads, claim. But either way, it is what it is till your account gets up to $25,000. Just try to maximize those day trades. That's all we did this week. We only traded essentially, other than that Salesforce overnight trade and the Tesla trade, which I don't rarely do anymore. Other than that, we only used our day trades, and by using 3 day trades essentially, and I mean on the Salesforce we only made, I believe, is somewhere around $10. So I mean, if you want to look at the actual day trade profit, I mean, we did how much? Pretty much, let's just round down and say we did $300 in profit this week doing the day trading of options. So I mean, it's literally just about maximizing the day trades. I believe doing these short-term SPY option trades, and it might not even be just a relative, like it's not just SPY that you can do this on. You can do this on tons of volatile stuff. You can do it on even Tesla. If you know a lot about Tesla, you know kind of how it moves, by all means do it on Tesla. Tesla has juicy premiums themselves. I mean, let's just go over here and look at Tesla, and so you can just see how liquid and how volatile their options are. So let's say you wanted to do the March 15th expiration. Again, we always go to the closest expiration. You can see, obviously we're not doing a $700 call. I don't even know why that's on there. So right now, where is Tesla anyways? Currently like 270s or 280s, 284. Of course, a day or two after I sell, it goes up a little bit. I don't care. But 284. So we're gonna look at the, let's see which calls this. Yeah, but we're gonna look at the, let's see, buy call. I probably wouldn't buy a call since it was up today. I'd probably look at the put in this case. But you're gonna look at, again, I don't know why it's going over to the 700. So the current price is around 284. We're gonna go just 1 or 2 down from that. I mean, look how much these are. I mean, $663 is what you'd have to put up for this. But look at the change. It went down 38% today. So I mean, these are very, very volatile options as well. Obviously, because Tesla is a super volatile stock. So I mean, it's not just limited to SPY. You can make these very good profits very, very quickly and other things as well. It's just, for me, I've been following SPY pretty much since I started trading, and for sure since I started trading options about a year ago, and it just has a ton of movement. It does the same stuff all the time. You watch the RSI will pretty much tell you everything when it comes to SPY. Literally, just follow the RSI on the 1 minute chart and it will literally tell you when a good time to buy is. I mean, you can see as soon, just look at this for example, for the oversold. Right as soon as it went oversold, you would have hopped in. It's at what, 278.25. Bam, in a period of a minute, it jumped up almost 30 cents. In 1 minute, right there, you probably would have made at the minimum 5, probably closer to 10% profit in 1 minute right there, if you would have played that. I was kicking myself. I was in the middle of helping a customer out whenever I missed this trade right here. I was like, I literally could have made a ton of profit in a period of 1 to 3 minutes. But it is what it is when you have a job, right? But to me, SPY is just so predictable, especially when it comes to the 1 minute. That's exactly right, Josh. Gotta love those quick option trades. I mean, it just moves like, it's just so predictable. I mean, it's insane how predictable it is. Just follow your RSI. I won't even necessarily, when it comes to how do I know to buy, I don't really necessarily pay attention to where it's at from the EMA standpoint. I look at it more from the SMA. Once I see it starting to get overextended on the SMA, that especially on our 1 day, like the 1 day 1 minute chart on our SMA line, I'm like, okay, it's probably due to pullback. And then look at what the RSI shows us. Yes, it's screaming overbought right now in the 1 minute chart, probably going to drop soon. Buy some puts right around here. You can even see the bearish candle right here set up, but buy your puts right around 281.87, somewhere in there, as it's falling back down. And then literally within, probably this would be a 5 to 10 minute trade. I mean, it moved from there down to about here. It moved a lot actually. It moved about a whole dollar. That would have been a huge return right there. That's probably 10 to 20% return right there, easily, on a put position, of course. So if you just look at that RSI and then look at just the SMA, you might want to look at where the EMA is at as well, because obviously it ended up acting as a support. You can see we got below it and then we bounced back above it. So that would have at least indicated to you when to sell. The RSI cooled off plenty, has more room to run. Even our selling on the MACD showed the selling starting to kind of dissipate. After that first green candle, I would have went ahead and sold. Just covered my profits and moved on. But I probably would have chickened out and sold somewhere in here, because this move right here would have still been about a 10% return. So, I mean, I love the SP, or this is Tesla. Good Lord. Tesla even moves the same way. So, I mean, you can do the same thing on Tesla. SPY, same thing. We're going to literally show you the same thing right here. So, again, oversold right here. Had a very, I wouldn't even call that a double bottom, but had a good little support build up at 272.50. I kind of had the same trade happen the other day when I made 7%. I bought in slightly early. I should have waited until we had this quote unquote, if you want to call it a double bottom. I wouldn't even call it a double bottom myself, but I would wait until it retested that 272.50 support, and then bam, right here you would have made 5 to 10% minimum, bare minimum return. Move over to the put side again. The puts were easy on Tesla, on SPY today. Literally, stupid oversold. Buy on that second red candle. It's falling down below the EMA, and then right as you see it start to climb back up, go ahead and cash out. Right here, you probably would have made 274.12 until 273.82. That would have probably been another 5 to 10% trade right there alone. And then this one would have gave you a lot bigger return. You would have held it probably 15 minutes to half an hour though. But the trades, I mean, they happen so much. But today was relatively, for as much movement as there was, it was kind of a boring day, at least for me. Like I said, it took a long time for me to finally place a trade. It took me until right in here to finally place my put, because I saw that our SMA kind of acted as a resistance more than a support throughout the day. You can see we got above it, we bounced off of it, and then we got below it. We broke down below it late morning, and then we tried to retest it twice, double top, bam, almost made new lows of the day. Had a I love this support right around 272.50. This is what made me pretty bullish going into Monday, which is why I wanted to place. I'm kind of kicking myself for not placing just one of these quick little lottery ticket options for Monday, but oh well, this is what it is. Just stick with what works, right? Can't preach that enough. But just tons of opportunity out there. Looking forward to Gush. Yeah, I heard Gush broke $9. Yeah, it's back in the $8. I think this is a very attractive price point for Gush. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this thing lately, but how did oil actually move to today? I think oil was down some as well. So, wow, we actually went into the 150s today. I mean, 54s. Wow, that's not very good. How? Let me see this pull bar. I don't know. I'm starting to question oil a little bit. We'll have to see. Next week's going to be a pretty big week for oil too. It'll be interesting to see if this thing can break back above this SMA on the 1 hour chart. It really needs to hold above it. We need to make, for me to stay bullish on oil, I'd say we definitely need to go over $58 next week. Still possible. I mean, we're not too far. 56.04. It's not a dire situation, but Not as bullish on oil as I was this time last week, that's for sure. But for Gush overall, I mean, yeah, it's definitely near a buy point in my opinion. I want to see it break back above $9 though. I mean, you're going to miss out on some profit by waiting, but I want to get some confirmation. See how it keeps getting rejected by this EMA on our, this is the 1 hour chart. You guys know I love that 1 hour chart. What I do love is it is stupid oversold on our 1 hour chart. I would not be surprised to see Gush bounce 5% on Monday. This might actually be, damn, it's after 5 o'clock. I was thinking about, man, I can't believe I missed out on 2 trades over the weekend. I would have probably considered buying some Gush and holding it overnight going into Monday. I do think this thing's going to pop up to around 9. It's going to test the EMA. Like I said, I would wait if you're looking like more of a long-term swing trade. Wait until it breaks above that EMA and bounces off of it for like some new support, which you're looking at probably somewhere around $9. But I do think it's going to test $9 on Monday, which if it tests $9 from its current level of around, what is it, 862 after hours? Yeah, so from around we'll just say 860. From 860 to $9, you're looking at roughly, like I said, right around a 5% return. So yeah, I would not be surprised if Gush tests $9 tomorrow. If I remember right, Josh, you're in that pretty deep. Over the long term, let me take a look at our 180-day annual. Over the long term, what I'm starting to not like about Gush 2 is it's kind of in this descending pattern. However, I do think it's going to get a short-term squeeze back up over 10 at least at some point. Our 180-day EMA shows right around 950. So yeah, 9 to 950 is going to be a critical price point for Gush. But yeah, damn, this thing is in an amazing, it's amazing buy opportunity for a day trade or even a short-term swing trade. But I wouldn't want to be in this thing really longer than 1 to 2 days right now because it, like I said, it is still overall descending until we get some confirmation that it's gonna keep moving up. I mean, it could potentially fill the gap up to somewhere around $10 to $11. That'd be awesome. That's a huge return potential. But I'm being a little bit more skeptical, a little bit what I would like to call realistic, and thinking 9 to 950 is where we're really going to see some resistance. Possibly on Monday. I mean, if it can come up, fill this gap to somewhere around 930, 950, I mean, you're talking probably closer to 10% return. Obviously, it would fill the gap essentially. So that's setting up pretty well. But as for the overall market, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty bullish again going into Monday. I love what the market did going into the end of the day. Like I said, I was looking at placing one of these lottery calls. It was just too late. I was looking at the RSI. I saw it was overbought. This was right around when I was actually getting to one of my last customers of the day. But I missed out on a little dip buy for buying some calls, some lottery ticket calls going into the end of the session, going into Monday. But overall, I'm predicting an up day on Monday. I mean, we have been down again a whole week essentially in a row, 5-6 days in a row, trading sessions in a row, SPY. Overall markets in general have been red. So it's due for at least somewhat of a little bit of a bounce back. Like I said, if I was a betting man, I would say SPY is going to retest 276.50 area Monday. That's a pretty bullish take actually for me. How's it going there? Might be. How's it going? But yeah, like I said, just for overall for the day, like I said, we made about $75. We're now over $2,000 in the account. That's awesome, of course. Gonna be investing roughly another $500 to $1,000 this upcoming Friday when I get my big check, my production check for the month at my job. I'm just deciding if it's at least going to be probably somewhere around $750 that I'm going to put in, but I'm going to look in my budget, reanalyze my budget and see if $1,000 is definitely going to happen. That's what I had put in at the beginning of the month, like from a budget wise, but sometimes stuff changes, so I'll take a look at that going into next week. But like I said, for the overall week, pretty amazing week overall. Like I said, those of you just tuning in, this was a glitch. I was not up this much. You guys know if I was ever up this much, I would have definitely covered the profits. It's just some glitch within Robinhood. But yeah, pretty amazing week overall. up over $340, 20% almost. That is amazing growth for sure, which for the last month now puts us up over 30%. So super thankful for the amazing trades that we've had. You can see pretty much once we started trading SPY options when all of it really started going up from there. And like I said, these options are amazing. I mean, they're just super short term. Like I said, for those of you just tuning in, the trade today is another prime example of how much you can make in a very, very, very short amount of time. Like I said, I'm not get rich quick. I don't try to promote get rich quick or anything like that. You should definitely know what you're doing and everything when doing these options. But this trade made us $75 in 9 minutes. And again, this is a very small position, only $1,230 position. I know too, a lot of new traders, that sounds like a lot of money, and it is. Like, I don't want to take anything away from the fact that it's decent money. A lot of stuff could be bought with $1,200. But from an overall long-term trading perspective, this is a very small position. $1,200 position, and it made us $75 in, we can round up and say 10 minutes. So, I mean, just do the math on that on your quote-unquote hourly rate for those of you job people. I'm job people too. I already did the math. It's quite a bit, but I'll let you do the math yourself. All you gotta do is 75 times 6, and you'll get that. But, yeah, overall, very, very happy. Very, very excited for Monday because we do, I believe, have another day trade opening back up. Let's go back into my history. I believe I have a day trade available Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I tried to line it up like that perfectly, but I honestly don't remember. When was the 6th? The 6th was Wednesday, so that was my Wednesday trade. And then I believe we did the 4th, which was Monday, correct? Yeah, so on Monday we will have another day trade available. Monday is going to be kind of a iffy day for me with trading. I have a big meeting at work that we have once a month. That's going to kind of mess with me a little bit with trading. And then we have my fiance's however many weeks, like it's her next sonogram, so we actually get to see the baby again. And the baby apparently is going to be like 10 times or more developed and whatnot than what we've seen her last. So pretty excited about that, but that's right in the middle of the trading session in the morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So right in the middle of that morning trading session. So Monday's going to be kind of iffy with trading and whatnot, but I mean, who knows? I didn't trade today until late this afternoon. So we'll kind of see how it's going. And I will definitely let you guys in Discord know my trades, of course, as always. I think you guys in Discord probably know when I'm trading because I'll kind of get very vocal about like how SPY is moving, and then I go silent for like 30 minutes because I'm looking at like placing a trade, then I place the trade, and then I get out, and then I'm right back in that Discord group chat. But need a step-by-step option trade lesson. Might be, I think, if I remember right, Friday stream, last Friday's, I believe it's called like live stock market trading. I think that'd be 3/1/18. I don't remember if I did that. I think it was the 1st is when we did that. Is where I literally, I think, man, I don't remember. I thought I did one live. I know I at least went over example one of the recent streams. It should be labeled like something SPY options, but I mean, I can even show you kind of a quick little example. You won't necessarily obviously see the live options move because obviously the market's closed and the option prices won't change. But like, let's say SPY, for example, we'll just go kind of based off of the trade I did today. So what we always do is we go to the next closest expiration, which on Monday will be the 15th. They won't let you trade same day options. It'll be the 15th come Monday, but let's just go with 13th for now because that's what's available currently still, and that's what we traded today. So what I had traded today was a put because I was shorting my position. Is pretty much placing a put is of course, is taking a bearish stance. And where was my trade specifically? It was 12. So what I always like to do is I look at kind of where we're at on our SMA line, and I could tell early on that it was going to act as a resistance. Where are we at? We went way too far over to the right. Chart. So the SMA had been acting as resistance throughout the day. So what I did was I saw that it got above that SMA line. I saw that it was very, very close to overbought condition, and I saw also on our MACD that we were starting to wear off on the buying. So I was like, this thing's probably going to really lift down short term, so I'm going to hop in with some puts. So what I did was at 1250 I placed my trade. This was right around like 273.10 to 273.15, somewhere right in this little range. And then I got out at what was it, 59. So at 59 it was a 9-minute trade. So I sold right here, and then of course it continued to fall down after. And in hindsight's always 20/20. But once I saw it break this EMA, I should have expected it to keep selling. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm trading on my phone. It's harder to just kind of analyze the chart. I'm just looking at the overall price action when it comes to trading on my phone. But you can see, I mean, SPY, I sold it. It was at like 272.96 when the order filled. That was literally a 0.07% move to the downside. And from the actual dollars and cents perspective, 20 cents. A 20-cent move paid me just over 6% return on that put. And I mean, that's not a lot of movement whatsoever. And why is that? It's because with those short-term options, it doesn't take a big move. Even the options that are 1 week out or even 2 to 3 weeks out, like options in general, it doesn't take very much movement whatsoever for you to really get some good profit. That's why part of me almost likes trading options over the idea of trading futures. I do like futures. There's so many advantages to futures alone when it comes to tax advantages. Pretty much almost 24/6, 24/7 trading almost. There's tons of advantages for each different kind of trading style, trading market, etc. But I mean, it's just, it takes such a small move to make a very big amount of money. I mean, like I said, I mean, that essentially paid us $75 in less than 10 minutes. I mean, that was a pretty nice trade, especially for, again, the position size. That is what's key, is you're not talking about putting up a whole lot of money. I mean, that trade was a $1,230 trade and it paid $75 in 10 minutes. I won't complain about that personally, but that was a quick example for you, Mike. Hopefully it, that kind of helped you somewhat understand it. But I mean, like I said, it doesn't take a big move. Like I said, this is the, imagine if you played this move. Like, I wish that I had seen, I mean, I was working at this time, but if I had a day trade available, like say I was sitting at home day trading, had my $25,000 in my account and whatnot, and I was just doing this full time, if I seen this, oh, you better believe I would have been shorting this. Imagine how much. Let's look, let's say you got in right here, and a lot of people think, well, you're probably not going to get it right at the top. You get pretty damn close when you're doing these day trades. You get it super close to the top. But say you thought that it was going to bounce off the EMA, so you got out somewhere around here. That was a 0.011% move. So you're talking probably about a 10 to 12% return right there from an option standpoint. So I mean, you're talking very, very good profit. That was a 3 to 4 minute trade right there, and you made probably, like I said, the minimum 9, probably closer to 12 to 13% profit in a matter of minutes. Again, cannot preach that enough. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up, guys, because I don't want to take too much of your all's time on a Friday. Like I said, overall for the week, very, very happy. Up almost 20% on the account, $341 overall. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below, and checking out all the other, I mean, I have like 300 videos now on this channel, a bunch of stock market videos, especially for those of you looking to trade on Robinhood, learning about SPY options and all that good stuff. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, and achieving your financial freedom in 2019 and beyond. And I will see you guys maybe tomorrow, but for sure Sunday for another Sunday Stock Watch. Take it easy, guys.